Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Maniac Monday. Yes, 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 folks. It is already the beginning of the week. It's hard to believe the weekend just flew by. Which, first and foremost, I hope each and every one of you had a great weekend. Hopefully you got to get out and enjoy the weather wherever you're at. Maybe watch some good movies or binge watch some series. Whatever it is that makes you happy, hopefully you got to do it. And I do, on top of that, hope you're having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. All that lovely stuff because life really is too short as is. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of you every Monday through Friday, permitting my schedule, and then, of course, major holidays. And then also, one last thing, check out the information in the description box. I give you a lot more to work with in there, such as your brief synopsis, your starring cast, director, runtime of the cut I am watching, MPAA rating, if there is one that exists. What else do I put in there? Some trivia, if I find anything worthwhile of mentioning, and then, of course, a link for a trailer or a scene from the movie itself. So I try to give you a little bit of a bigger bite there of the daily film, so maybe it'll help you decide if you want to track down a copy and check it out or not. Which today's, I do highly recommend it to most of my viewers that tune in on a regular basis to my stuff. This is definitely one that I think all of you will like, especially those that like extreme Japanese cinema. It's definitely one that ranks up there really, really high in my opinion. It's very, very good. I can't say anything bad about it. Anyways, now that I got all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. Today's came out back all the way in 1999, so it is 22 years old. It's hard to believe that this movie is already that old, but it does show it. I wouldn't say it's aged poorly, but it definitely has aged. It is not one of those movies that I feel like will be an eternal. It'll look eternally youthful. I don't think it'll ever look like that. It's going to constantly age and become worse as it goes on, because it is definitely one of those where it looks like it was definitely made when it was made. It looks like it was made in the 90s. Now, as far as this release goes, this is the Unearthed Films release, as you see the label down here in the corner. This is funny warning, this film contains graphic violence. Yeah, it does. It definitely contains graphic violence. It also contains a lot of other graphic sexual deviancy, some assault going on there, and some weird sexual deviancy, like I said before. But either way, as far as what comes on this release here, it does have a standard issue pressed DVD, which I'll show you here real quick. Standard issue pressed DVD. There is zero reversible artwork on this one, which it's Unearthed Films. It's pretty rare when they have a reversible artwork on one of them, especially a standard issue release like something like this. And then as far as your special features go, you got a still gallery scene, or a still gallery, and then you also got a gallery for trailers, which there's a nice little chunk of trailers in there. The only one I'm disappointed not to have is Musane or however that one is pronounced. I really wish that one would finally get a stinking release here. Come on, Stephen Biro, let's get that one cranked out, because I want a good copy of that. I got a crappy bootleg of it, and it's very bad. But either way, that's a different film. Let's roll on to the film of the day. Now, this one came out back in 1999. Like I said, the cut that I am watching runs at an hour and 8 minutes. I don't know. Maybe in some places this might be cut. Maybe Japan, there may be some cuts due close to the pubic region, because they don't show the pubic region in Japanese cinema. They don't blur it out like what they do in like Tumbling Doll of Flesh or Women's Flesh, My Red Guts, or Musane, or any of those kind of films, but it does get close to the boundaries of going there, though. In my opinion, it gets close. And now, as far as we have a cast in here, we got Yuki Tsukamoto, Mayumi Okawa, Hiroshi Kitasenju, Sheena Yagamori, and then this is directed by Daisuke Yamanouchi. I'm not 100% on that last name, but it is Daisuke. I do know that. But either way, this is from the Daisuke collection from Unearthed Films. I believe they did this in Red Room 2 and maybe one other one. I don't know. I only know of Red Room 1 and 2 off the top of my head. But either way, what is this movie about exactly? It's about four people that are in this red room, and they are about to compete in this game called the King's Game. And what essentially is the King's Game is you shuffle up a deck of cards between it's the exact amount of cards for the exact amount of people playing. You shuffle them up and you shuffle them out card side down, face side down, and you flip them over. And whoever has the king's card automatically, hey, I'm the king of this game, and I select, let's say 1 and 4 to go and make out for 20 minutes, which he does do that, not 20 minutes, but like 5 minutes. He has both these two girls, this like almost well-to-do looking girl. I would say she's a young 20-something, good-looking girl wearing her pink little fuzzy sweater. Oh, she just looks so precious. But either way, she is. It starts right out with these weird sounds, and then you find out what's going on, and it's that girl and this other person that is schoolgirl type. They are making out. It is a very interesting scene. It's pretty gross out in my opinion, because I don't like the way they're going at it. It's a lot of tongue, and they are like eating each other's face. It looks like the kind of stuff you do when you're in junior high school and you're making out with a girl for the first time. It looks like sloppiness like that. It's pretty nasty. It's icky stuff. Either way, but as the game progresses, the deeds get worse and worse and worse. There is one of the or two of the contestants there are a husband and a wife, and they're dressed alike, down to their, like, they have weird sweatshirts and sweatpants. Like outfits that have puppy dogs on it. It looks like 101 Dalmatians or something along those lines. It is very funny and hokey, cheesy. I think it added a perfect little panache to it. I think it definitely made those characters a little more. It made them seem like they were for sure a couple to me. Because they were a bickering, fighting couple. The man was this feminine type cuck who basically, yeah, I just used the word cuck. I never used that word, but he's this like sissy boy. That's the best way I could really describe him. He's this like sissy boy that basically what he does is he cowers over everything his wife says and does, and she's upset with him because he has gambled away all of the earnings of all of their fortune, or not fortune, but all their savings and everything. They're about to be on the streets, this, that, and the other. They're playing this game for the money, straight up. All four of them are. From the girl that is dressed like a schoolgirl to the young 20-something to the couple. They are all in this hardcore for the money, and that is essentially what this is for. What will you do for 1,000,000 yen is what they're doing. It's how dirty and low would you go? And they do. They go from like easy stuff, like I said, making out to spinning a girl in a chair for 5 minutes while she's tied down to it. Another the guy beating up his wife. Somebody peeing in somebody's mouth and drinking it. And what else is there? There's a light bulb that comes into play that finds its way in a magical place and ends up breaking. And in turn, somebody is told to stick their wang in that hole that has this glass in it. It's yeah, and it definitely delivers on the cringiness of the cringe factor of this. It definitely delivers because not once did I find myself looking down at my phone going, "Oh my God, will this ever end?" I never got bored. I never like checked the timer to see how much time is left because never once did I do that. And I've seen this movie probably 3 or 4 times now. I can say it's gotten better with each viewing, maybe. I don't know. I guess I hold it in the same regard as I did the first two or three times I watched it. It is what it is. It's Red Room. It exists for its own reason, and I like it. There's something about it I really like, and I want to have more people to watch this one, in my opinion. I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. It's often pushed aside because there's other movies that are much more extreme, or if you want to put it that way, much more brutal, or whatever you want to say. It definitely it delivers on the debauchery, on the deviancy. It definitely delivers, and that's the main reason why I have it here, because it definitely it'll makes a lot of people just do a lot of oohs and oh my God, what the all that kind of stuff. It's just insane. Now, as far as anything else I want to give up, there is one of the characters has they all excuse me, all four of them have a secret essentially. The husband hates his wife, and he really holds that a secret. The wife really hates him to the point that she tells him that he's not a man anymore, and that she verbally assaults this guy to the degree that when he finally snaps, he beats the hell out of her beyond belief, and then he proceeds to rape her, and she is out for almost the rest of the movie, and eventually she shows up, and she has her own little ending, I guess, is how you would say it. But either way, each character has a interesting background. The girl, the young 20-something girl has a secret. My favorite secret is from our girl dressed in the schoolgirl attire. That secret it got me, and it was perfect. I thought it couldn't have been any better. I think it fit, and I don't want to give it away because it will be one hell of a spoiler, because it not blew my mind, but it made me go, "Oh my God." It made me do one of those moments. So, anyways, but as far as a rating would go on this thing, on a technical side, it works on a technical ability. It has a nice steady momentum. The only thing irritating about it is the whole movie is essentially in red. So if you getting like if that kind of would bother you visually, I can see it being a little unnerving. But otherwise, it kind of gets slightly obnoxious, especially when it comes to part two. But either way, this one, I'll eventually review part two. It'll be probably a year or two down the line. I'm not 100%, but I will eventually review it. I don't like to do sequels too close to each other. But anyways, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 as far as a technical ability goes. This is middle of the road. It could be a little bit better. It could be a whole hell of a lot worse. It is hard to really put a finger on why I find it so entertaining, because the acting isn't really the best. The story is very easy it's super easy to follow. I think that helps. You never get yourself misconstrued with any other crazy sideline stories, or insane plots. You don't get any of that, like, in crazy stuff in this, which is it's kind of refreshing. So you don't have to, like, sit there and watch and make notes, watch and make notes while you're reading subtitles and trying to pay attention to everything else that's going on. Yeah, it can be a bit of a task. So sometimes it's nice to have a brainless movie, because this is definitely, I would call, a brainless movie. You do not have to think whatsoever. As far as an entertainment side goes, though, I'm going to give this thing a 4 out of 5. This is like a 6 out of 10, bordering. I would say yeah, 6 out of 10 is where I would throw this. I think it's above average just by a little bit. It could be much better. But either way, I do highly recommend tracking down a copy of Red Room from Unearthed Films. If it is not available there, I am sure it is 100% available somewhere to stream online. I think Prime has it, and Tubi, I believe, has it. So Tubi is free for any of you guys that are curious about that. You just have to watch some commercials here and there. But they have a whole slew of Unearthed Films titles on there. So definitely go check it out. They got some new stuff coming out, like 29 Needles and Permutos. Or not Permutos, but No Reason. I can't wait for that. Alright, love me some Olaf Eatonbach. Alright, guys, love your faces. I want to put that down. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. And as always... Oh, there's the button.